Hello, WestJet Vacations. Hello, David. It's so nice to see you guys in the brand new year. And apparently, the weather forecast is for major winter to hit all of Canada. So, yay, that means more bookings. And you probably can't even handle what you've got so far. Um, David, before we get into some of the specifics of the Krystal properties, I'd really like to hear from you about the brand itself and its positioning and what it means to travel advisors.
Yeah, Crystal Resorts is really proud to have uh, properties that are very popular on the most popular destinations in Mexico. That includes Cancun, that includes Puerto Vallarta, that includes Los Cabos, and even Ixtapa. And of course, WestJet Vacations carries all of those properties. And we sort of pride ourselves in being on some of those best beaches in those most popular destinations also.
When an agent hears Krystal, what do they associate it? What should they associate it with in their minds?
Well, I think they should associate it with consistent service, great beaches, and a lot of lift to get down there with our partners like WestJet.
I looked at the pictures of your property in Cancun and it looks amazing. I mean, the beach there looks absolutely gorgeous. And I've noticed since I just came back from Mexico that there are issues not just around some of the sand erosion on the beach, but also in the water, so that it is uncovering rocks and stumps and all kinds of things. So you have to be so mindful as a travel advisor as to where you're sending your clients if they are ocean people. Not everyone is. So talk about yours.
Yeah, certainly the beaches at the Crystal Cancun and the Crystal Grand Cancun, up at the tip of the hotel zone in Punta Cancun area, is great. I was down there on a fam a couple of months ago, I guess before you were down there, and all of us were floating in the ocean for like an hour and a half. Of course, ended up with a little bit of a sun glow afterwards, but it was totally worth it. Beautiful beach, protected by the breakwater there. At that time, no seaweed there. And most of our other destinations do share a swimmable beach when the conditions allow also. Of course, the exception would be our Crystal Gran Los Cabos, with which for
Sure.
our property and with most of our neighbors, our beach isn't swimmable, but down the road there is a swimmable beach.
I think most people would come to expect that around Los Cabos. If you're going there to swim in the beach, you're going there for the wrong reasons, right? I mean, it has so much to offer, but that is one of the differentiators, certainly from Cancun. Now, Irene, I understand that you were visiting the Nuevo Vallarta uh, Crystal property, the Nuevo Crystal. Is that how it's called? I'm
Yeah,
Crystal
Crystal Gran
Grand.
Nuevo Vallarta.
Gotcha. So tell us about it.
That was an amazing experience. I led a group of 10 agents with me. We had a fam and we stayed at the Crystal Grand Nuevo Vallarta. We all stayed at the altitude section, which is the like their privilege club up there. The scenery from my balcony, I have to say, was amazing. Like
Oh.
every night I would sit in the balcony, watch
Mhm.
the sunset with it and just listen to the waves come. The beach itself was pretty beautiful. I loved walking along the beach. And you know what? It's a surfer's paradise also. So for those who love surfing, that would be actually a great place to stay as well for that as well. So definitely a great spot. We had time at the little, there's a sky bar upstairs as well. We watched the sunset, and I've got some beautiful pictures of the Puerto Vallarta sunsets that they're famous for. And we had a great tequila lesson on top of that as well. And they have a little pool up top at that bar where you can actually swim until I believe it was 2 a.m. in the morning still.
Wow, that's so
Mhm.
nice. If you want to just hang out in the water, drinking a tequila till 2 in the morning, who doesn't want to do that? Now, David, I understand that property is particularly popular with Canadians, and why is that?
I think it's because we've kept the pricing reasonable on that property. So that's why, with WestJet, it is our number one selling property. So so glad Irene was just down there with some agents. I know I've got another fam planned for the middle of April, heading back down there with additional agents. And I know WestJet on the back end is already promising support for that fam also. So it'll be great to get additional agents down to that property and our Crystal Grand Puerto Vallarta property right in Vallarta.
Now we're just, at the beginning of the season. Of course, Christmas was busy. January, we know is busy. How is the balance of winter looking? I'm very curious to hear from you. Are we beating any records? Are people really traveling? Are you still seeing the revenge? David, how is the capacity looking in your properties?
Well, we're certainly very busy, but the agents can certainly check online and check on WestJet Vacations to see if there is availability where their clients are looking to going. Maybe I'll turn that over to Irene to comment further on that.
Certainly, it has definitely been very busy. We did have Krystal as our partner of the month last month in December, and I can tell you
Right.
the sales definitely were over the top. And again, now in January, we've added an additional biggie sale with Krystal as well in partnership for some of the select resorts as well, just because it's that popular and a great bargain for all our travelers.
I love to hear that, about strong partnerships between the air and the land portion because it just makes such a strong product in the end. And now you've added another layer of an incentive program. Is that correct, David?
Yeah. For the last 2 years, Krystal has had the Krystal Crash Cash Agent Incentive Program. It works with all WestJet vacations bookings, and agents do get a minimum of a $25 e-gift card through Amazon, so it goes right into their Amazon account for every booking that they do through WestJet Vacations, and they report through to me.
I'm going to put you on the spot. You have so many properties, all in destinations that WestJet serves. Which is your favorite?
um, I love the beaches at the Crystal Grand Cancun, and
Yeah.
like Irene said, she was in the altitude section of the Crystal Grand Nuevo Vallarta. I was down there on a fam and in the altitude section there. Doesn't get much better than that with the beach that we've already talked about, and the location with respect to the nightclubs, and then of course being in Vallarta, any of the properties there make it really close to the downtown and old town areas, and that's our number two destination for Canadians traveling to Mexico after Cancun.
I do love Vallarta for that reason because it has that old world charm still. There's sections of it that you really get the sense of Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton wandering the streets, getting drunk, probably on tequila or rum. But anyway, cuisine. Just fill me in on the cuisine and the choices that the consumers Canadians have to enjoy.
Sure. All of the Krystal properties are all inclusive properties. So they have usually 3 or 4 a la cartes. No reservations are required, but they're recommended just so that they're not eating in, early or very late hours, that they can get in when they're interested in it. And the food there is always rated very good, especially at all of our Krystal Grand properties that we've been mostly talking about in the last few minutes.
Okay, amazing. I had no idea that Krystal had such beautiful properties. I really didn't. So this has been an education for me as well. Anything that you want to add, Irene?
Definitely. We just started a sale actually as well for the Crystal Grand Cancun, as Dave and you were talking about. And that one is for a booking window of January 1st to February 29th for travel
Okay.
between January 1st and June 30, based on $250 off on a 7 night stay. And we are also starting another sale as well with the Crystal Grand Las Cabos, as well as the Crystal Grand Puerto Vallarta. Booked between January 8th and February 8th for travel between January 9th and October 26th of this year, also for $250 off 7 night stays as well. So, um, you know, rooms are limited, so book away as soon as you can because it's
Uh,
very popular. It's one of our
e-
number one.
exactly. Time to get booking, especially if you want those altitude rooms, right? Because they
Yes,
probably fill up really fast. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much to both of you. And I look forward to seeing you on the beach.
thank
Thank
you.
you.